Sir, recording.
ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Condition for maximum discharge. Recording is started. Condition for maximum discharge. ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಲ್ಲ heading as condition for maximum discharge. In bracket you can take critical pressure ratio. Critical pressure ratio. So we know what are the different types of nozzles, right? What are the different types of nozzles? Convergent nozzle and divergent nozzle. Always the nozzle is designed for maximum flow discharge. The nozzle is always designed for maximum flow discharge. We take it as M is equal to C2 by V2. This is the condition I am taking, where is mass M is the M equals mass of the steam flowing through nozzle, mass of the steam flowing through nozzle What is the unit for mass? Kg per second. What is A2 here?
Nozzle exit cross sectional area, sir.
Cross sectional area of nozzle exit, and where C2 equals, what is C2?
Velocity at exit.
Velocity of nozzle at exit, and where V2 is volume of 1 kg of steam at nozzle exit. Volume of 1 kg of steam at nozzle exit. So these are the conditions. Where M is equal to A2, C2, V2 at the very conditions for, I mean to say, for nozzle exit. Okay. Now for this entire condition, to find to find C2 and V2, to find C2 and V2, this is in the last module, the nozzles. Write down gain in kinetic energy of steam equals work done during Rankine cycle gain in kinetic energy through nozzle, that is C2 square by 2 equals N divided by N minus 1 P1 V1 minus P2 V2. This is you are done in BTD. BTD ನೋಡಿದಿರಾ ಇದನ್ನ adiabatic process ಗೆ. For adiabatic process you have seen this equation, N divided by N minus 1 P1 V1 minus P2 V2. Am I right? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
Yes, sir.
So you have to remember M is equal to A2 C2 divided by V2, where A2 is the cross sectional area of the nozzle exit, C2 is the velocity of nozzle at exit, where V2 is the volume of 1 kg of steam at nozzle exit. To find C2 and V2, we have to find out C2 and V2. I mean to say velocity and volume. So we have a energy equation, kinetic energy of the steam equals to work done during the Rankine cycle. This is the two equations. So I'll go to next one. This is the equation we got. C2 square by 2 equals n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1 minus P2 V2. This is C2 square. Now I can write this equation C2 square by 2 n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 1 minus P2 V2 divided by P1 V1. Can I write in this form? Can I write in this form this above equation? I have taken common factor as P1 V1 1 minus P2 V2 minus P1 V1. Can I write yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now steam flowing through the nozzle. Steam flowing through the nozzle. Law of perfect gas. Law of perfect gas. PV to the power of n is equal to C. This is the perfect gas equation for the steam. I will write P1 V1 to the power of n is equal to P2 V to the power of n. This is equation you know. Gottidiyala? Where n is equal to index of the expansion. Index of expansion process. Now this equation I'll write like this: V2 by V1 equals P2 by P1. Can I write in this form? ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ತರ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೋದಾ?
Yes, sir.
Now I'll write V2 by V1 equals P2 by P1 1 by n. Can I convert like this? Sorry, it's wrong. 1 minute. V2 by V1 is I can write P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n. ಈ ತರ ಬರೀಬೋದಾ? Anything wrong?
Devendra Reddy,
Sir, ಹೇಳಿ sir.
ಎಷ್ಟನೇದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್? Which topic you are doing now?
Sir, I am doing 5th module, second half, sir. Nozzles. Steam flow through nozzle.
Model 6th.
Oh, sir.
Okay, the nozzles you are doing. Okay, you are doing the equation, I think, right?
Yes, sir. Derivation I am doing critical condition, maximum critical condition.
Okay, continue, sir.
Okay, sir. Now substitute the value of V2 by V1 in this equation. This equation I will take it as A. The equation A I am substituting in the equation 2. The equation A I am substituting in the equation 2 where exactly the V2 by V1. You can substitute here. Now I will write the equation C2 square by 2 n divided by n minus 1 to P1 V1 1 minus P2 by P1. Where exactly I can substitute? This is the value for V2 by V1. There is a V2 by V1 here. V2 by V1 here. I will substitute here P1 P2 to the power 1 by n. Is it okay? Understand, right? This equation. Kartik, is it understand? Kelsa, my voice is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Now I substituted the value of V2 by V1. The next step, what exactly I'll do? I'll add the powers. I'll add the powers of P2 by V1 and P1 by P2. Okay, this is P1. Now C2 square by 2 n divided by n minus 1 p1 v1 1 minus, what is the power for this one? What is the power for p2 by p1? I'll take this is 1 and this is 1 by n. You add these two, 1 divided by 1 by n, how will you get? ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. You are understanding or not, you have to be, I mean, ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. So this is the powers 1 plus 1 by n. I am multiplying this n here, n plus 1 divided by n. Is it okay? Once again, I have to tell. Yes. Look here. I want this entire equation in terms of P2 by P1. Okay, ee tara barabeku. I want this equation in terms of P2 by P1. So what I'll do, this is P2 by P1. Understand? This is P1 by P2. I'll write this, I'll take it as this is, I'll write here, you look here, P2 by P1 minus 1 by n. Can I write like this? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Now again, same equation, c2 square by 2 n minus 1 p1 v1 1 minus, what is the power for this equation P2 by P1? 1, right? ಈ powers add ಮಾಡಿ 1 minus 1 plus, ಇದನ್ನು add ಮಾಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ? You tell me the equation. 1 minus ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ? n minus 1 divided by n. This is the final equation. For this powers, I am adding the powers. This is understand, right? This is understand, right?
Feedback you do? Atman. Our Kotra, screenshot. How are you?
Is it understand?
Kali. Hey, come on, why?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt here?
ಯಾಕೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೋತೀಯಾ?
No, sir.
ನಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಇವರೆಗೂ.
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್, ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ.
ಇದು ನೋಡಿದೆ ಈಗ. ಕ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ CNC ಇದೆ, CNC ಮಷಿನ್ಸ್.
ಸರ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತದೆ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು? ಸರ್
ಆಡಿಬಲ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಎಕೋ ಹೊಡಿತಿದೆ ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ದು.
ಓಕೆ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. So this is the equation we got finally. So after simplified, we got this equation n minus 1 divided by n. So I am substituting here. This is the c2 square is equal to n divided by n minus 1 p1 v1 1 minus p2 by p1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. Up to here, any doubt you can ask me. This is all fully simplified. Karthik, are you understand? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇಲ್ವಾ? Okay. Any doubt you can ask me how you got this one. Only I am adding powers and changing in terms of P2 by P1 because this is P2 by P1, this is P1 by P2. Entirely I am getting as P2 by P1. ಈ ತರ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಮೈನಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, minus 1 by n. This is taken as minus 1 by n. So 1 minus n 1 divided by n. This is multiplied n minus 1 divided by n. So this is I am substituting to the single equation. P2 by P1 is equal to n minus 1 divided by n. Now what I'll do this equation. I can write this equation in terms of, for example, C2 equals, I want C2 value, root of 2 n divided by n minus 1 p1 v1 into 1 minus p2 by p1 to the power n minus 1 divided by n. Can I write like this? Can I write like this? 1 minute. 1 minute. Any doubt in this equation? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. I'll take this is equation 4. Now we know V2 is equal to, from this equation, V2 is equal to V1 P1 P2 to the power of 1 by n, because already we know this equation, already ಬರ್ದಿದೆ ಇದನ್ನ. V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2 to the power 1 by n. We know this equation, right? ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಬರ್ದಿದೆ. This is continuation of this one. Now V2 is equal to, I'll write this is V2 is equal to V1 P1 by P2 to the power 1 by n. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿರೋದು. Understand? Now wherever the V2 we have, we can substitute this equation. Wherever V2 we have, we can substitute this equation. Otherwise keep as it is. And what is the equation for m? M is equal to, in equation m ಗೆ ಬರ್ಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ first, m is equal to